State your name.
My name is Tiffany Carter.
Ma'am?
Astrid Williamson.
All right, and you are suing your friend for $200, alleging she owes this money for rideshare expense, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Start with you.
All right, Your Honor. So me and my friend Astrid, we've had a high and low relationship. And last year we decided to go out to a club. We met up at my house first so we could take the rideshare to the club together. And around 10 p.m. we arrive, and it's one of my core values to stay together as a group when we're going out to clubs. And around midnight rolls around and we're looking everywhere for Astrid. She's nowhere to be found. And as we're taking pictures, I know that she was being a little sketchy with her phone. She was texting back and forth, kind of hiding her phone from us. And we were a little tipsy. We didn't think of anything at the time. And around midnight, we're looking for her everywhere. We're scouring the club high and low, nowhere to be found.
You said she wasn't answering her phone?
No, sir. So we decided to ask the DJ if he can make a announcement on the live speaker if she's anywhere to be found. Still no response. So after not hearing from her, we checked outside of the club. We decided to
Let me get to her now so I get some background from her. What has been the nature of that relationship?
Well, we became friends 5 years ago. I moved from Sweden, and we're family friends, so our families know each other very close. We spend Thanksgiving together. We've been through ups and downs together.
Like what?
Her ex broke my car window because he was being very manipulative and calling her very rude names, and I didn't for that.
Is that true?
Well, yes, but he was also going through a rough patch at that point, and
I covered the car expenses myself.
Right, you about a rough punch, sounds like to me. So
but our friendship is very 50-50 with finances. We've gone on trips where I've paid for the hotel, for the dinner. We went to Nashville. I was paying for it. We helped each other. We paid. That was 50-50, but I've paid rent multiple times, Your Honor.
Okay.
But I always pay back.
Let her talk. You didn't want to say anything. You wanted to get right to your little issue.
Yes,
so
sir.
let her give me some background on your friendship so I can put it in context. Did you ever fall out much?
Well, yeah, we've had some fights, but
What type of things?
Well, she has never been very supportive of my choices, and that I feel like they could have just been there with me and understood why I wanted to do what I wanted to do. They were always just talking down on what I was doing with him. And
Want to say anything about that?
I have been supportive of her from day one. I believe that she's a bright young girl, and I think that she has an amazing future ahead of her. But this ex-boyfriend gaslit her and made her feel like she was nothing.
Yeah, well, you weren't supportive of that. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
You were not supportive of her boyfriend because of what?
Because of the way that he treated her.
Tell me. Other than that was a bad enough incident, but tell me some more.
You don't know the full story. You're not in the relationship with.
You see, but for me, not having the full story, I'm only hearing the bad things.
Did it involve abuse?
Verbal abuse, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I've said some things too. We're both kind of like that, but we went through a rough patch and we got better together. I matured with him.
I would characterize it as a verbal abuse. What type of things did she say was being said?
So he did say negative things about her body image, which is preposterous because she's beautiful. And she was also thinking about going back to school, and he convinced her that she wasn't smart enough.
That's not verbal abuse to say, I don't think you're very smart. Was he doing that? He degraded you regarding your appearance?
Well, we had some arguments, and maybe he just said some things like that in the heat of the moment, but it was never that serious like I made it seem probably at the time.
All right, your witness want to speak? Perhaps she can shed some light. State your name.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your name?
My name is Shayla Gupta, and I've been like her best friend, Esther's friend. There was one incident where her ex-boyfriend, she was staying with him, and he kicked her out of the house, and she came to stay with me at that time.
Why did she say he kicked her out?
Called me, telling me that she had no place to stay.
I know,
and
why? When the person gets kicked out and they come to you, usually they have a discussion about why it happened.
They were having a fight, and he was manipulating her. He was mentally abusing her.
No, we're talking about the kick out. Why don't you tell me about it? He kicked you out at some point?
Well, we were having an argument about rent.
About rent?
Yeah.
Okay.
We shared the rent, but at that point my money was a bit tight. We had a big argument and he kicked me out.
You say, get out? Were you were sharing the rent, living together?
Yeah.
And the lease was in his name?
In my name. And I asked him to give me money, and I guess that wasn't. We just had small arguments like that.
He kicked you out of a lease that was yours? Why are you laughing?
I just think it's
You smoke
absurd
crack?
that you're bringing up the
No,
past
this
because
isn't funny.
the
A man kick
situation.
you out. I'm talking to you. You said a man kicks you out of the house. I asked you. You tell me it was your
Well,
late.
it's what
and then I
friends
asked
do.
you, why would you let a man kick in? Then you stop. Don't start talking now. Keep laughing. Keep grinning.
Okay,
Let me talk while you grin about it, since you think it's funny. You let a man who's your apartment kick you out. And you
guess
don't
that
go
was
to the
a little
police or
unreasonable.
anybody. You show up on her steps, and clearly it doesn't sound like you gave her a thorough understanding of what happened. She can't even tell me what happened.
I don't want her to know all of my business.
Right,
I
well,
don't
why
want
you
her to
show
know
up at her
everything.
door then? You should have showed up at somebody else's door. Don't come showing up at the door and you don't want to tell me what happened to you. Got your bags in your hand. Why you here? Oh, just visiting. Oh, no, you're not. 3 in the morning. I got my man in here. You ain't visiting me at 3 in the morning. Wherever you come from, you better going back there with them bags. Unless you say, my man kicked me out. And if she knows you well enough, she knows that it's in your name. She might say, isn't it in your name? And you say, yeah. She say, no, let's
didn't
call the
know that.
police. He can't kick you out of your own property. So that's what.
Yeah, I didn't know that the lease was on her name. She just told me that she was arguing with her boyfriend and that he kicked her out. But there
And
has
that's
been.
what thinks it's funny.
I
She
mean,
kept
it's-
grinning about it, laughing
I
about it.
think
How you
he-
do it? How you?
I don't-
Yeah, he kicked me out, y'all. Go ahead.
I think her ex-boyfriend, I don't know what that guy's doing to her. So clearly it's having an effect on her mentally.
Oh,
that
okay.
she's
So
not
I'm sorry,
so
I didn't know he
stable.
caused you
wasn't
mental
about
illness.
that.
She says she believes he may have caused you mental illness. So I'm sorry. Let me get to specific things you're suing about. Why the ride share?
Yes, so after circling the club a few times in rideshare to see if she was hovering around, if someone had taken her, because at this point, we're thinking the worst. We have come to the conclusion that she was talking to her ex and that she might be at his house. He lives...
Same guy that kicked her out.
Yes, Your
Yeah.
Honor. And he lives about an hour away. And so we took our ride. We're calling her all along the while. We're wondering where she is, straight to voicemail.
Her phone was off.
Yes.
Where was she living?
She was living on her own at the time.
Okay, did you all go to her apartment first?
We decided that
Ex-boyfriend.
ex-boyfriend because we saw her using her phone. So
And she has a
So
tendency
you
to go back
hold
to
on,
him
how
all
far
the time.
is it from the club?
about an hour.
So both, the boyfriend lived an hour and she lived an hour?
Yes.
All right, did you ever go by her place?
Yes. So we decided to go to her house. That was our ride. And it started stacking up prices. And once we got to her place, again, no response. And once it was morning around 9 a.m., we got a call from her father saying that she was at
Yeah, with
her
a man.
ex's. Yes.
I know that's y'all deal. That's why y'all want to sue him. Y'all want to determine who she sees. And you went right to his house to make sure she ain't with this man. And so
Because-
how does she owe you? What did she do to you? What did she do to you to hurt
We
you?
had asked her to chip in a third for the shares, and she said...
Why would she have to pay any of your fees?
Because the only reason why we took it was to find her. Because
You didn't have to do anything.
We didn't have to, but I
I
feel like
know
it's...
it. And she didn't ask you to.
But
Yes.
It's a gift. It's a
when-
gift. Her actions were a gift. You were being good friends. I don't try to sue her. Either you want to be a good friend or you don't.
Sure.
And when you sue her, you don't want to be a good friend. When you go look for her and you eat that $200, then you're a good friend. Now, which one you want to be? You want to be a good friend? Eat 200. If you don't, then sue her. You want to drop your case?
No, Your Honor.
Not so good of friends after all. Your claim is dismissed. She had no contract, no agreement, no reason to pay you anything. She didn't ask you for anything. She didn't ask you to do anything. She wants to run off and don't want you all to know her business. That's what was going on there. She didn't want to tell her, no, don't go and see your ex. So she's going to tell you her business. Because why? She knew exactly. You all were going to, you probably would have followed her, let alone go to his house after you didn't see her. You went straight to his house. This is all about her boyfriend. And so your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.